Welcome back, Capsuleers, and today is the Legion expansion, and we're diving deep into the Sarathiel, a brand new Angel Cartel Dreadnought. Can you believe it? Years of the making, released today. So if you love your ships big, blasty, and with a side of pirate swagger, this is the capital ship for you. Let's break it down. And if you want the best Eve guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, LORU here, digital advertiser, content creator, and Eve enjoyer. For the better part of 10 years now, and guys, they cooked with this ship. Look at Sauron, the ship with the horns on top. When I saw this at FanFest, I was at the casting booth, my mouth was agape. I had to remember that I was going to be on camera soon. It is beautiful, and when you look at it from behind, it literally looks like you got thousands of angelic eyes staring right back at you. The Sarathiel is not just a pretty face, it's a fantastic big brother to the Oracle. And here's what it can do. Because we're a dread, we can fit a siege module. This is going to increase basically everything that our ship can do, but keeps us stationary. It is a projectile turret ship. This is going to be a snipey boy, shooting at longer ranges, getting it done. And because it's an angel ship, we are going to get bonuses to warp speed and accelerations. It gets to warp faster and can warp a little bit faster than most capital ships. But the kicker, the thing that makes the Sarathiel unique compared to all other dreadnoughts and indeed all other capital ships. It is the only capital ship that can move while it's sieged and is the only capital ship that can blip. Yes, it can use a capital micro jump drive while in siege mode. This is the only capital ship that can reposition itself while it's bastioned up, sieged up, getting it done. And while not necessarily a huge thing, it is another thing that the enemy fleet has to deal with and counter, since this is a snipey ship that can move around, and that's not even the half of it. Let me explain. Now, we got here a T2 fit to show you the basics, but again, you're really not going to be T2ing this ship because of how expensive the hull is. I wanted to show y'all how it looks just as a baseline. Let's dive in. In the highs, we've got our siege module tech 2, of course. You got to be doing this, y'all. 3 large guns and a single smart bomb. We've got a snipe setup in this first one that can shoot out to 200 km. Now, this is just under your targeting range with a target range script computer guy going on. Basically, if it's in within range of you to target, it's in range of you to pop. And these siege artilleries on these capital ships are really not about the DPS. It's really about the alpha, the initial strike that this is going to do. We're looking at 74,000 damage in a single hit. That's a spicy meatball, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it needs to be said that the tracking on these are abysmal, so you basically have to be hitting something that is close to near not moving. And it's also worth noting that my skills on this character are not great for these various things, so you're going to be doing even more damage, even better DPS when you have the proper skills for projectile turrets. Now, in the mids, we are, of course, going to be using a capital MJD because this is the whole point of the ship. You can blip away. And we're going to be shield taking this guy. We get 1.8 million EHP with only 2 tank mods and some rigs and 1 of the lows. That's not a lot to get this much EHP going. That's pretty fantastic. We've opted for more utility on this fit in the form of a battery or a tracking painter. You're probably not going to be using a battery itself. You're probably going to be using cap boosters. More on that in just a sec. And in the lows, we've got a full rack of damage dealing gyro stabs and a tracking enhancer. 1 damage control is actually necessary. Watch our EHP here. You gain 360,000 EHP with a single button click. Put the DCU on, y'all. It's important. Let's talk about your ammo for just a sec. You're going to be bringing a couple different types. Wake is going to be the closest and the most DPS that you can use. You want to bring some faction ammo as well because it's going to give you a little bit of a range bump from 180-ish to 230. Now, this is less DPS, but because it's slightly farther range, you're going to be able to poke stuff effectively. You're also going to bring different versions of the same faction ammo. You can see this Fleet EMP XL does EM, kinetic, and explosive, but the Republic Fleet Phased does thermal and kinetic. You can choose your damage modifiers as well as your range depending on which ammo type you want to bring. No drones on this guy. We are all guns on the Sarathiel. This fit, of course, will be in the description. Totally free. Takes 2 clicks. And let's get a bit more spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Here is some hail-focused fits. And even with my bad projectile turret skills, we're looking at 40,000 HP in 1 volley. Get those skills up and you're gonna be able to do it even better. Now, this fit is a PvP 2500mm hail fit. Say that 5 times fast. The hail ammo is more close up, and because the fall off is only 60 km, you're going to be using more shield mods, be able to tank more stuff. We go over 2 million EHP. And one of the main differences between the last fit and this fit is the bigger tank mods and the use of cap boosters. People are going to know that the Sarathiel is going to need a lot lot of damage mods in the lows and assume if they get rid of your active buffers, then you're going to be easy pickings, y'all. Make sure you bring some cap boosters to be able to keep those shield tank mods a-going. You are going to be able to use different ammo types in this, just like the last fit, to be able to improve on your range. The 2500 millimeters are going to be more up close. This fit will be in the description for you. Easy peasy, 2 clicks, totally free. Let's get a slightly better PvP fit for sniping. Yes, let's go back to the 3500s with some Quake ammo. Similar to the Tech 2 fit we were just showing you, we're going to be able to poke stuff out the 200 and target it at the 200 while still having some increased tank at 2 million EHP. And it's worth noting this is my first take on the Sarathiel, really to help y'all get some juices flowing. I fully expect the fits that are actually going to be used in the wild to be a little bit different depending on the situation. And some of the main points to see with the ship is that it can hit really effectively within 200 km, hold 7 targets, and do a sizable chunk of damage in one volley. What I think this means is that this is going to be the preferred fit for the Sarathiel. Sticking at range 200 km away, imagine a ball of these at 200,000 away from you, and if you finally get close, you finally get to them, they all just blip away in a direction. And let me talk about this for just a sec. As we've said, this is the only capital ship that can move while it's in siege. And we said when this ship was announced that you're going to be able to bump this ship while it's in siege mode. And while that is true, I tested this on the test server. I want you to look right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the mass of the ship. Now we're setting it about 1 trillion mass as a base. You hit that siege mode, you go up to 11 trillion mass. Literally 11x the mass. This is not going to be easy to bump at all. It's also not going to be easy to turn. You're going to click a direction, and if you're in siege mode, that is the direction you're going to go for the foreseeable future. So just to be clear, you can bump this, but it's really not going to do very much when your mass is 11 trillion. And the Sarathiel is just going to be able to get away the moment it siege starts speeding towards you. I can't wait to see a ball of these things just blipping forward, poking everything that's coming at them. And then they have to deal with a 2 million EHP brick. And the shields can be pushed a little bit further. But before we talk about that, I have a special surprise for you. Yes, for Legion, we're giving away some goodies, and we're going to be giving away. Listen, I can't give away a Sarathiel. They're just too expensive and my wallet would suffer too much. But instead, we're going to be giving away 2 Macarials. Yes, please don't complain. These are still 1 billion hulls a piece. And in order to enter in, here's what you have to do. The first thing you have to do is subscribe to the channel. My bot's going to know if you're not subbed, then you'll be DQ'd. Don't miss out on billions of ISK because you decided not to click a button. The second thing you have to do is you have to type in the comments below, "Sniping's a good job," an homage to one of my favorite TF2 characters. Where my TF2 enjoyers at? The last thing you have to do in that same comment, put your in-game name. I gotta know who the heck to send the contract to. We're gonna be announcing this on our YouTube within a couple days, so make sure you don't miss out. Thanks for the support, y'all. Let's get back to it. And speaking of where to find these, where do you get the Sarathiel? Well, the BPC is gonna be available from the Malachim Zealots LP store in Zarzak specifically, or at Angel Pirate Insurgency Fob. Say that 5 times fast, okay? So get to grinding and prepare to pay a premium on the open market. These pirate capital ships go for a pretty penny. You know, when we do these videos, we like to talk about the market briefly and how you can capitalize on this. If you can't afford a Sarathiel and you're watching this video, which by the way is probably most of us, check out the Sarathiel blueprint. Any of these items, if you can make them, they're about to go up in price. Remember, it's not just the Sarathiel hitting today, it's also the Barbaroga. So check those out, put your sell orders up, and get to getting. Now, just as a proof of concept, I wanted to push the tank of the Sarathiel as high as it can go. And y'all, I think I've made something completely cursed. And yet totally viable, perhaps, maybe? What we've got here is a Hail fit in order to maximize our DPS. Passive shield regen Sarathiel. That gets 1100 HP a second without any kind of clones or nothing. And the EHP is pretty low comparatively at 1.3 million. But if you can't do 1100 points of damage, you're just gonna get out healed by this guy. Yo, I hate this. It's like an abomination. I'm sorry I made this, but I wanted to see how it would do. If you're in fleet comms going, my God, we're hitting him with everything we can, it just keeps healing. I'm sorry, it's my fault. If you send me the bill, I won't pay for it. Thank you very much. So what the heck is this ship going to be used for? Well, because of its unique ability to blip while it's sieged, you can maintain DPS on a target while repositioning. Like any capital ship, this is going to be really excellent at structure bashing, really excellent at killing other capital ships, but let me double down on that. It looks like, because this is a sniper that can reposition, this might be the capital killing capital ship. Because by the time you get to it, it's either going to be repositioned or you're going to have to deal with another ship that's got 2 million EHP. This will be able to alpha battleships off grid. Imagine 20 of these just alphaing scores of battleships off the grid like they were nothing. So if you're leading the charge in nullsec, defending your wormhole, or just want to be the flashiest pirate on the block, this Dreadnought is going to be your new best friend. And make sure you check out our Babaroga video here so you can be ready to go with all the new Legion information. And if you want the best Eve guide, sub right here, y'all. We'll see ya in the next video. Thanks very, very much.